I remember when you had your interview coming up, or rather
Yeah,
after your interview, you had a particularly tough question on DCF analysis, and I
I had a
always tell
yeah,
other
I had a
applicants about it. You were willing to learn. You didn't just be
yeah,
like, "Oh, I don't know it," and move on.
like
It
that's
was
it.
like, "Teach
Yeah,
me now."
the whole point of the interview is basically they will ask you introduce yourself for 5 minutes, and then you basically have the floor for 5 minutes to tell them why you want to do the course, then why you want to be at HEC, and then they'll ask you whatever's on your CV. So they will pick up a bullet point on your CV, and I surprisingly had a
Mhm.
DCF on my CV, which I did not regret, but I should have. And they picked up on that, and they were like, "Oh, you came from a STEM background. How do you know about this?" And I was like, "I'm doing an M&A internship right now, so I had to learn it very quickly." And they were like, "Okay, how do you calculate free cash flow analysis? How do you calculate free cash flows like that?" And I was equation, I had to tell them the equation, and they were like, "Okay, what happens if things change in the cash? How does that affect enterprise value?" And so you had to really know the things that were on your CV quite well, which
Mhm.
was which is the advice I'd give any applicant. And then the question that I found very difficult was the beta question, where they asked me, "What is it mathematically?" I had no idea. I'll be the most honest person. I got it completely. I said it's like how correlated the assets were together, which is like a good description of it. But they were like, "Oh, what is it mathematically?" And I didn't know the equation
You
for
clearly
verbatim.
did well enough that that was not a problem. So I
So I
think
didn't know
that
the equation for the verbatim, and they basically I just said, "Look, could you please explain it to me because this will help me for my job?" And I got a piece of paper out and I wrote down what they said. So that was the best thing that I could think of, especially in that situation, to do. But yeah, I didn't know the answer.